PCGS members-only coin show in Las Vegas in April offered the opportunity for collectors and dealers to do business in a relaxed environment and much more. There was great food, great camaraderie, and of course, with the show in Vegas, great fun. And of course, there were numerous coin stories swapped and embellished upon by the attendees. Here, Miles Standish, the first full-time grader ever hired by PCGS, interviews John Love, another numismatic veteran. In this often humorous segment, John tells some interesting stories about coin hoarding and describes some of the odd, out-of-the-way places collectors have found coins, in this case, silver dollars. Enjoy.
Miles Standish reporting from the PCGS Coin Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today I'm interviewing the legend, the myth, the man, legendary silver dollar dealer John Love at the PCGS Coin Show. John, welcome to the PCGS Coin Show, and I wanted to have a chance to thank you for taking the time away from this hectic show. Talk a little bit about silver dollars.
All right, thanks. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, we're glad you're here. I'm glad we got you here.
Right.
John, tell me, of the hoards that you've seen in your lifetime of silver dollars, buying and selling, is there any remaining hoards that are enormous that aren't touched yet, that might come out someday for collectors to enjoy collecting these beautiful cartwheels?
I would say no. I think most of them are gone. Usually when people collect large hoards, they're usually from a very wealthy family or something, and they have to die or somebody gets it that doesn't appreciate the coins, and then they'll sell it. But most everybody's dead. In fact, Zolly Kelman just died, and he had a pretty good hoard. Not necessarily of silver dollars, but he probably had, I don't know how many bags. His brother died probably 4 years ago, and he sold me everything out of that hoard.
How many bags would that be for a family collection like that?
In them, there was probably 180.
180 silver dollar bags?
Right.
Those primarily be uncirculated or circulated?
Half and half is what they would be. Zolly had a vast collection of paper money. I mean, some of the finest paper money, and it's yet to come on the scene. So when that happens, why, people will get paper money that they've needed for a long time. The dollars he had left were mostly circulated because they'd been picked through. I know in 85 or 6, I'd bought 20 bags from his brother, of which went to Hannes Delving at the time. And so that goes way back to there. That's when Mark Salzberg was still there, in fact.
That's right, at PCGS. So let me ask you, so if there's not collections like, say, the size and magnitude of, say, Redfield or Continental Bank of Illinois, but you think there could possibly only be a few to only 1 or 2, 100 bags of uncirculated dollar collections left in the world? Or is that a narrower margin than that even?
I would say most people that would have anything right now would be down to 2 bags or 3 bags, and mostly you'd have to go to Montana or right here where we are in Las Vegas, that a casino would have them, just like Harvey's in Tahoe had them. Leon Henriksen and myself and Harlan White ended up with buying, I forgot how many bags. He wanted to build a garage that time, and we hauled them all to Reno, and that was in the 70s. After the place had been blown up by one of his employees up there. And so that was an interesting deal. We had an armored car, and we went the back route. We didn't go on the regular road all the way to Reno. I'd never been on a road like that. Now, when the old man died in Reno, I was actually dealing with him before he had died, and he was selling me coins out of there. There was a dealer there by the name of Dean Jones, and they would send me, for instance, like 30, 40 rolls of 24 S's or 25 S's at the time. He also sent me a bag of 93 P's way back then, and that was probably in 1970, I'd say 4 at the time. This was before he died. And I offered him at that time $140,000 for the bag of 93 Ps. And he didn't think that was enough, and so I didn't buy it. But that was an interesting experience there. I was also at the trial when they bid for the collection between A-Mark and Byers and Ruddy. And that was another interesting program to see unfold. Anyway, it turned out that that's probably the largest hoard of single better dates of coins that are in existence. This fellow had 400 and something bags, which about 100 and something were Cirque bags. And the Cirque bags were just as they came from the government, which had every date in the world in them. I used to take, I know when I'd go to the banks in Montana, they'd have 20 or 30 bags on the floor. I would walk around and pick up each bag because I wanted the Cirque bag of dollars, and not the BU bag, the Cirque bag, because it had all the treasures in it. And you could actually tell which bag was Cirque. It would always weigh just a little less, and after picking up so many bags, you could actually tell which one was a Cirque bag.
You became your own scale, actually, after a while.
Right, because it would always weigh less.
Well, we know that death and taxes bring out coin collections.
That's right.
But do you think with the banking crisis that we're having, there's an opportunity now and maybe in the next months or years to come that's going to be probably the last chance for, collateral or things to be brought out of banks, say like 1980 when you had the crisis with Continental Bank that brought out so many bags?
Right. I still go back to it's got to be a little independent bank, either in Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, or Nevada, that would have something like that. About 3 years ago, I bought, well, maybe not, 2.5 years ago, I bought 10 bags out of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and it was the same thing. They were selling their bank to some other bank, and so they wanted to get rid of their cash on hand, that's how they carry it, is cash on hand. And that's the last time I bought any larger deals.
So in your experiences of buying dollar bags over the years, there's been some back roads driving away from opportunities and deals. Any shots ever taken at you at all through those years?
No, most people don't know what you're carrying in your car.
Never in harm's way.
No, you just drive down the road inconspicuously.
Well, now I understand a little better after talking to you today why so many fabled silver dollar dealers came out of Montana. It's starting to make more sense to me. There's a reason. It's kind of like robbing banks.
Right.
Because that's where the money is.
Well, what happened at the time, Montana, just like Las Vegas, had gambling in the 48 and 49 area. Now, they had people up there that knew how to run the crap game and so forth. Now, when they closed it down in 49, a lot of those people, like Binion, came to Las Vegas, and he brought lots of Montana people with him because they knew what was going on. At the time, Montana, like if you had a $10 bill and bought something for $3, you'd get $7 and change in silver dollars. It was actually used, and
that was the legal tender commerce that
right.
was used.
Montana was noted for silver dollars, and so whenever you got change, you got silver dollars in the change, and so everybody had a few. And of course, in 1964, when it all started to go away, why, it wasn't too long and there wasn't any. Everybody had them in their pocket, had them hid or something. But today, the mom and pop stores, people just don't have the coins left. It's just like you see less and less silver being brought in, and to where they've already brought it in. They don't have any more.
Well, John, thank you very much. I think this could be a continued series that we sit down and go down memory lane talking about fabled silver dollars that have come onto the marketplace. And I appreciate the time, and I'm glad you came to the PCGS Coin Show this week.
Thanks for asking me.
All right.